Aha! Wembley, the champ, is now back to #1 in the league. First place, 6-2, and it smells delicious. Not only am I 6-2 and leading the league, I have Teddy ball game coming up, and as we both know, his win streak is coming to an end. But enough with that. All it means, guys, another year with the belt around my waist. Thank you. Playoffs are going to be mine. You guys are all chasing the champ now. All looking at my ass. And you all know you can't come close to it. You all know it. But for all you weekly winners, let's all congratulate. Frag of Wembley took out Get Some by 27 points. House of Pain knocked out That Damn Serve, which wasn't that damn hard, 91-43. That's nasty. Teddy ball game with his second win in a row, 91-70 over Dershfall. Big win for ball game. He wants it to continue. We'll just see about that. We have a big upset. Actually, I'll talk about it in trophies, but big upset. Sucks over Team Gabo, 100-94. If those who can remember a little bit of history this year, Sucks also was the first one to put a beat on Gabo. And then also Centurions, 103-48 over GE Packer Killers. I went only 2-3 in picks last week. I do believe Hugo went 3-2 because he took Centurions over Packer Killers. But either way, it was actually a pretty one-sided week for the winners, other than the Sucks against Gabo squad. That was the only close matchup. I'm sure if anybody was watching all the matchups, that was pretty much the only one you're watching. Because it's the only one worth watching, because everything else was just kind of a blowout. Lot of things have been going on in the week this week. Number one, if you look team-wise, Gabo, who is definitely one of the best teams in the league, he lost his third out of fourth. And if we all remember, he almost lost his fourth out of four. If that wasn't for that Chris Johnson touchdown at the end, he would have lost to Asian Sensation too, and would now be 4-4 in the league and in the mishmash with everybody else. So he can really thank his lucky stars that he got that garbage touchdown from Chris Johnson, or he'd be 4-4 going into the meat of his schedule. But we got some trades going on this week, and we actually had two big free agents. Regarius Blunt got picked up by Gabo. I don't know how long he'll be, if he's going to be the starter, or if he's actually going to be the flex spot for Gabo. I got lucky. Wembley got lucky with picking up Tams from Indianapolis, mainly because Vernon Davis is on a bye week. And just in time, Tams comes out and he looks like a threat in the offense. He got targeted 10 times last week, 64 points, or 64 yards, 1 touchdown. That's 12 points. That's good production, especially from a fill-in tight end. So we'll see how that continues. Then we also have two big trades. One trade was Wembley and Dershfall, brother and brother, decided to trade it up. Wembley gave up Marquez Colston, who's been slow through the year, but he had 2 good weeks coming up. And then he also gave up T.O., who's been just absolutely giant this year. T.O. is number 5 fantasy receiver. And then Wembley in return got Reggie Wayne out of Indianapolis. Dirschfall got his depth, plus if T.O. keeps going, he definitely gets the way better part of the deal. And Marcus Colston, if he keeps going, he's definitely got the better end of the deal. It should help towards Dirschfall's push for the playoffs. On the other hand, Wembley really needed a solid receiver, and as we all know, when it comes out of the bye weeks, your bench doesn't matter. You know, it's all about your starters. It's all about your starters and who's going to carry you through the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks of the of the regular season and into the playoffs. So he couldn't start all 3 receivers because of his running back. So to start all 3 receivers couldn't happen. He traded 2 to get 1. We'll see how it works out for him. And then the trade that just happened today, I'm not going to make too many comments on it, but we all know about it. Sucks traded the number 1 receiver in the league in Brandon Lloyd for, hold on, let me get this. I almost forgot all this good stuff. Sucks, like I said, traded Brandon Lloyd, who has 107 fantasy points for receiver, which is the number 1 amount for receiver this year. And she traded him for Mike Wallace, who is the 20th ranked with 64 points, and Steve Smith, who is the 57th ranked with only 37 points. Combine those and you get only 101 points. I understand what she's trying to do. She's trying to stay, because Brandon Lloyd was on a bye this week. But what about after this week? With how jumbled up the playoff race is, falling down to 4 and 5, but keeping your stud receiver might have been the smarter move rather than to go with Steve Smith and Mike Wallace. Yeah, Mike Wallace is gaining obviously because Ben Roethlisberger's back in, but can't see it benefiting Paula in the short or the long run. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that it works out for hell, I hope it works out for both teams. Because that's what good trades do. But let me tell you guys the trophies for last week. I almost forgot about that. Bitch Slapper goes to the Cologne Centurions, who put a 65-point shellacking on GE Packers. I didn't see it coming. GE Packers has been one of the strongest teams lately, but it didn't happen. League doormat this year, that damn Serb. Nothing surprising. If it's not the Asian, it's that damn Serb. Fantasy hero, Cologne Centurions with Kelvin Johnson, Megatron. Good to see him show up. 3 touchdowns. I don't see it happening every week, but with Kelvin, you can never put it past him. Good week for Kelvin Johnson. Upset special was, of course, Sucks over Gabo. I talked about it earlier. Big win for Paula. Scary loss for Gabo, even though he's still 5 and 3. It's still a little scary with so many people bunched up in the middle to maybe fall back to that. And then we got the ultimate score in Wembley. I want to thank all the small people I stepped on throughout the week to grab it with 107 points. I feel really honored with this trophy to go along with my belt. My trophy case is getting a little full though. I might have to take this and give it to the little orphans and for all the struggle they have gone through. But I want to thank everybody else in Fraggle Rock for staying under me and not getting as many points as me. It's getting to a point where it's quite usual. But anyhow, I just want to say the matchups are coming up. The matchups are coming up. And the week's matchup of the week is coming up. And you guys will get to watch it. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, on to the matchups.